Through April 24th, 2021, artist Patrick Lee has a show at Stanek Gallery called Inside Voices. Gallery director Katherine Stanek told me that Patrick excels in working directly on location, aka plein air painting.
Patrick is an award-winning plein air artist. Everywhere he participates in these events, he brings home some sort of a prize or sale or something. He's that good at it. The works that you see in the exhibition, though not a la prima, they feel like it because he's able, because of that experience, because of the process and how he works, he knows how to hold on to that freshness despite how many layers and applications of paint that he goes through. That ability to not overwork a piece and have that freshness but still have a completeness to it and purposeful design and composition, that's hard to do.
It's incredibly hard to do. Patrick told me about how his technique and ideas developed and how plein air was the key.
My name is Patrick Lee, and I'm an artist living in Western Pennsylvania. Although the paintings in this show weren't done in plein air, the practice of getting out and painting in the landscape and drawing from life in general has greatly influenced my work and led to my ideas about design and things I want to paint. I had studied painting at Edinburgh University. I did one plein air painting excursion with one of my painting teachers, but that was about the limit of it until later. When I graduated from school in '96, I ended up moving to Pittsburgh in '97 when I met my wife. I was working at Borders Books. I found a book by Kevin McPherson about plein air painting. The information in it was really good, and so I thought I would try it. I got pretty good at it, but there was a long hiatus where I didn't paint that much for about 10 years. I worked at a music store. I learned how to string violins and take trumpets apart and clean them, and I got heavily into electronics. I would go home at night, look at websites. One of the people I liked looking at was T. Allen Lawson. He's a great plein air painter, and I vicariously live through his work. I would paint sometimes, but not a lot of plein air. I had been going to figure drawing sessions for about 20 years. One of the people I worked with in that group had given my name to a guy who started a plein air painting event here in Pittsburgh. He had been to the Easton event, the biggest plein air event in the country. This was in 2012 that I had learned about this. I had done this little one in Pittsburgh, and I always laugh about this story. I got down there, and there were all these painters, people I'd seen in magazines and seen their websites, and they were there. Okay, I'm way out of my element here. I did my paintings, I sold a couple pieces, but the thing about that event is it really changed the way I thought about how you could be an artist, how you could make a living painting. That is the first time I had ever seen somebody sell multiple paintings for high prices. And it was just transformational for me, where I could see, well, these people are actually doing this. Everybody I saw, they were great artists and painters and draftsmen, and they worked really hard. So my work ethic changed after that. I got a lot more serious. I even went back to studying anatomy more and different types of drawing. Just trying to get out more and plein air paint more and get better at that. And also I started studying design more. I had taken two-dimensional design in college, but I really got more serious about it. I did a lot more no-tan work, small black and white thumbnails, playing with design. And also working from my imagination, making up scenes, going to an area, drawing what was there or painting what was there, and then going home and taking that information, moving it around. Changing the colors in the drawing, trying to imagine what it would look like if I was on the other side of where I was standing. What would it look like with different lighting situations? 2015 or so, I really got into these, what I call improvised no-tan sketches. Let a line randomly wander without looking at the page, maybe using my left hand, my non-dominant hand, to draw a series of lines or smudges with charcoal and then take that image and look at it all different ways just to see if there was an image in there. And then I started to do that with a small palette knife, randomly make marks without any real intention about having an end result. I thought, well, if I can make up these no-tans, what if I looked out at reality and saw those as black and white shapes connected together? And I know it's a real basic thing, but it's kind of one of those things where you can know it and read about it, and other people are like, yeah, if you do it for yourself, it starts to become reality in your mind because you're actually doing it yourself. And so that led to where I am now, where one thing I like to do is what I call making a mess and then cleaning it up. In other words, I like to start with taking a new fresh surface and just smearing it and putting all kinds of marks on there and then trying to retrieve the image out of that. Now, that doesn't mean I don't start with an idea. A lot of times I start with something I want to do in my mind, but it always changes. There are ideas I get as I'm working. What's there suggests where it could go. And so that's really where I am now. That's the physical process of me laying the paint on. But as far as ideas, one thing I'm trying to do now is take everyday things and trying to, as far as a design, break down the essence of what that thing is with regards to shape and line and color and those types of things. And I think some kind of narrative element might come out of that. I guess it's the opposite of what I used to work, where I thought you had to have this great life-changing idea. I'm more interested in the piece, not referencing a narrative outside of itself, but in the idea that it's material on a canvas, that it's shapes, lines, values, colors, and they're all being purposely manipulated into this new reality. So you're taking things, removing them from their natural state and putting them into this controlled, contrived thing that's done on purpose. And that's what is exciting to me, because right now the way I'm seeing that is an endless, infinite pursuit, something I can keep doing and learning from.
Thanks so much for sharing your story, Patrick. I think any painter trying to find their way will be inspired both by your words and your amazingly beautiful art.